Hey, Phantomaniacs, welcome to the newest unboxing here on the Needless Things YouTube channel. I did not expect to be doing any reviews today. This is going up on a kind of an off day. I mean, granted, sometimes I do 4 a week. But anyway, this arrived a little bit early, and I'm so excited about it because it is a 1989 Batman, a Michael Keaton Batman, and it's from a company that I have never bought anything from before, ever. And you guys know I get really excited for new toys, like new styles, new companies, new things. I don't have anything like this. And full disclosure right up front, the only reason I bought this is that they are also doing a Jack Nicholson Joker. And that is on my top. It's probably my biggest action figure want, is a Jack Nicholson Joker from Batman. Because what else is he going to be from? So that's the reason I have this, and also the fact that it looks like Mezco's is just never coming out. Really classy looking packaging. This front with this, really dark graphic on the image with the yellow. I mean, this is very reminiscent of the movie poster for Batman 1989, and this is actually raised, kind of a cool embossed looking. The bat symbol and the lettering is raised here. On the side, you've got that sort of golden yellow again. This came from Big Bad Toy Store. This is Beast Kingdom's Dynamic 8ction Heroes, which is just one of the worst names for an action figure line ever. DAH-056, Dynamic 8ction Heroes. 56, their 56th release, I guess, Batman 1989. Back of the box, you've got everything that's in the box. DAH designed figure with around 20 points of articulation. I like that they couldn't nail it down. They had around 20 points. 3 replacement mouth sculpts. Regular, angry, smiling. 5 pairs of replacement hands. Fist, open, relaxed, grip. All right, it's the contents. We're going to look at all this anyway. This package is intended to protect the product itself only. Replacement requests will not be considered even if it is damaged. Pictures shown are for illustration purposes only. I don't know, whatever. You got a little holographic sticker here. They like those. Let's open it up. The pictures online. I'll be honest, I'm not super stoked. I don't think this is the best looking thing I've ever seen, but like I said, I just have to have that Jack Nicholson, and I've got to have a Keaton, a Batman to go with it. So I ordered both of them. This is all very classy though. The presentation so far is very impressive. I like it. Got a cool, that's that. Just keep everything in place. There is the figure. Huh. Okay. All right. And I don't know if this is supposed to be like 112. I don't even really know the materials, the style of the figure, anything. I do know that I cannot read Japanese, so hopefully these illustrations will help me through. Oh, look at all this business. What? Oh, these are the points of articulation. Okay. And believe you me, I'm going to be very careful moving this guy's joints for the first time. The packaging-wise, very reminiscent of Mezco's 112 Collective. Aside from the scale, I think that's the impression that I've gotten. Look at all of this. Man, the accessories all look pretty good. The impression, let me get this out of the way. The impression that I've gotten is that this is like 112 Collective. Now, obviously, this is not 1/12 scale. This is a larger scale, almost like a Mego scale, which is, they made that decision. I don't know where to put all this stuff. Ooh, I'm a little nervous to open the cape up and to see what we're looking at here. These portraits, though, I gotta say, look pretty good. And we have an additional cowl, which is interesting. Okay. Well, we'll just dump all that out. Oh, the figure came right out too. There's our stand. Nice little stand. Stand looks good. Okay, so that's everything out of there. Set that stand aside. We'll take a look at that in a minute. He's still not revealed completely yet. All right, let's put these mouths over here. The extra cowl. Oh, man. All right, our extra hands over there. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh, wow. That is cool. Woo. Very interesting. This is a softer plastic, so you can see one of the ears is a little bent, but I can heat that up, straighten it out. I think it'll be okay. I am curious, though, as to why there are two cowls. I guess if we go back to our desiccant packet, if we go back over here, we can see suit made of PVC. Okay. It doesn't mention anything. Batmobile pager. Oh my gosh. So it doesn't say anything about the extra cowl. So is it literally just an extra cowl? All right. We got to look. We got to look now. We have to look. It's time. So the cape feels really good. The weight of it is nice. It does not have armatures in it, which one of the issues early on with the Mezco one, I don't know, that we'll get to that portrait in a minute. So let's open him up and take a look. Okay, so one of his hands straight up already just fell off. Oh, he does have an armature here. So there is a wire in this portion of the cape. And if they're smart, they made this work like NECA's, where this just slides back. I'm hesitant to use too much movement with anything. Oh, he does have... Wow, this is interesting. So this is one of those fascinating things where you're getting this, like, sort of look at the construction. Let's put his hand back on just for my own personal comfort here. That's a C grip. That's a fist. Let's see. Where's the other fist? Not that it matters, and we'll be switching them out, but I want them to match. And just drop that one on the floor. You guys. That was my massive chair being pushed back. I'm going to stand up for the rest of this one. Okay. So let's get a closer look at this. Sorry, this is a whole new thing, so I'm just very interested in all of the parts of this and how this works. So he's got trunks on, which is not the best look, but isn't... I mean, it doesn't look wrong. And then these are actual armor pieces, which is accurate to the movie costume. You know what? Hang on. Okay, we're going to go a little above and beyond here. I just so happen to have one of the greatest resources of my lifetime, modern cinema. And we are just going to do a little comparison. This magazine came out in 1989, obviously. And I read this. This is not the one that I had when I was 13 years old. Because, we'll be breaking this back out for once the Joker arrives. Which, by the way, is currently scheduled for December. But we'll see. Okay, here we go. Here is... I wish I could get rid of the glare. Sorry, everybody. So here is the reference for the suit. And it is a big rubber suit. So this plating is really more of a Batman Returns thing. Because you can see this is not here, unless he's got his arm turned that way. Ah, very interesting. So you can see the utility belt looks pretty good. He does not have, and pardon me for giving such a lurid close-up here, he does not have trunks in this one, but he does have this big crazy seam at the top there. Boots-wise, missing a little bit of detail. Well, no, they're not. That's just the back. That's the way that looks. So those boots, the shin guards look accurate. The ankle guards look accurate. And look, I know I normally don't get into this much detail, but this is like one of my all-time favorite movies. I know it's not like really a very good Batman adaptation. I just adore this movie. And I love this design for Batman. So he's got all the detail on the gloves here, if you can see that. The chest piece, look, it looks, aesthetically, it looks correct. Detail-wise, the abs are not quite the right shape. But I think that's more the form of the figure than any, like, not really being faithful to anything. The biggest issue I have is that you can see the lines of the trunks here. That is I'm going to say my biggest problem. And honestly, not that in hand, it's not a big deal. I wonder if this armor, no, the armor goes up underneath. I wonder how well any of this articulation is really going to work. See, you've got right here where this was bonded on. I don't think, oh, you can see that plate is going to pull out of there. You're just not going to get a ton of posing out of this, I don't think. He's got double jointed knees with the knee pad right there. So what they did, rather than trying to put the figure in a big rubber suit, is they sectioned off the upper arms, the thighs, the knees, like they made it as though it were armor pieces, which is not the worst decision in the world. All right. So anyway, comparison-wise, you can see not too shabby. And then look at that portrait. And just from this, the figure almost looks more like Michael Keaton than the picture does. I think the jaw, it's a bit wide. But without a direct reference, which we're going to put that away right now. Put that back in my Batman 1989 box. I mean, pretty darn good. Okay, let's mess around with some of the other articulation here. The shoulders move back and forth. Everything squeaks really interestingly. Elbow. I'm trying to figure out how to turn it, or if it does turn. Okay, the elbow will turn to have forward articulation, but you're just going to have to do some work to make it happen because it's under this sort of rubber type suit. So it's going to take effort to get that turned around. This is a figure that you're going to have to work to get things done with it, which is not my favorite kind of figure, but oh man, such a weird decision. I mean, look, stand up stand up right now if you can. You don't stand with your elbows facing forward. That's not natural. Like, nobody stands like that. Your elbows are like this naturally. But for an action figure, that's not generally what we're going for. But, well, see, and then that gauntlet, I realize I'm killing you guys with this, but it's fascinating to me to see how all of this is going to work together. So the gauntlet moves, it's going to be a matter of if you want certain poses of just really finagling this guy, moving things around carefully, and getting the fist to pop off. Which I'll say, the fist, it stays on. It's not just falling off. And I prefer the fist coming off a little easily than to the terror of breaking pegs like you have on some other figure lines. So now we have Ready to Fight Batman. Let's revisit this back here, because look at the paneling on the armor here. Gosh, it actually is. So rather than just making a big rubber piece to go around his torso, it actually is, again, the plating on top of the vinyl or rubber or whatever it is suit. Which makes me wonder if there's articulation. So he's got some waist articulation. He's got a ball joint waist, which is nice. And again, this figure is probably more posable than Michael Keaton was in the costume. So yeah, this plating on the back here. Here you can see where this was bonded. This armor plating was bonded underneath or glued on. So you just are not going to have a ton of movement. Like this figure, it is up to you if you really feel the need to make this figure sit down like in a chair. I do not recommend it. Very interesting how they decided to put all this together. I would love to see one of these with nothing on it, just to see what the buck is. So there, you can see the shin guard is just a loose piece. You can move that around as needed. Oh, he does have toe articulation, which seems not terribly necessary ever, but whatever. And then the ankle articulation would be pretty good. Look at the soles on those shoes. Very nice. Ankle articulation would be pretty good, but just with the way that these sneakers are, which, by the way, these are Jordans, is just going to be limited. And again, the figure actually really has more. Oh, that's nice. Okay, so that shin guard slides up a little bit to give you the range that's available. But when he's not moving, you can slide that back down and just have like the full boot look. He's pretty good. I'm pretty satisfied so far. So how does, take a look and see how this cowl works. Probably just a ball peg in there. There we go. That pops off. Cape, very simple, just elastic there. So what we should be able to do is, as I said, kind of like how NECA's worked, you should be able to fold those shoulders back. And I'll do it more neatly if I want to. Display them on the shelf. I'll put a little more time into it, but you guys don't want to sit here and watch me fiddle around with this cape forever and ever. For right now, I'm just going to fold it in the back and get it to the point where I can get the cowl back on. May not like that. Or that may be too high up. This is fascinating for me. I hope it... There we go. Popped right back on. Oh, no, and it popped right back off. I wonder if this one is any different. like it's literally just an extra cowl. Okay, so that's the problem, is if you've got the cape bunched up too much, the cowl is not going to situate back on the figure. So let's just take the cape off entirely for right now, just for ease of moving around. And again, these cowls, oh, it looks like this one, the eyes are looking off to the side maybe, and that one they're looking straight ahead. Everything else is pretty much the same though. And then we've got, just so you can see them, it's just a little piece that snaps into place very nicely as well. We've got a frowny face side eye going on. And then pops right back off. And we've got, this one is going to look weird. Smiley face side eye. Hey. This one oddly looks the most like Keaton to me. But I think they're all pretty decent. Okay. So there we go. There is the figure. Pretty cool. Not, I can't say it's perfect, but pretty good. Like, I'm not disappointed at all. I'm not like, oh man, what a waste of money. Like, it's cool. It's just, the only disappointing thing about it is that it's not scaled to go with anything else that I own. Which reminds me to get to this point. He is, including ears, just over 8 inches tall, which goes with nothing. Well, like I said, Migos are probably the closest. And then just for a comparison, 00 Snake Eyes, the most average of average 1/12 scale figures. And there he is. So you can see this Batman goes with nothing at all. But all that mattered to me was that he would go with the Joker that's coming out. So let's take a look at the rest of the accessories here. He's got an assortment of hands. He's got relaxed hands. He's got some kind of grippy hand, a couple of C-grips, trigger finger hands, kind of the usual assortment you would want to have. The stand is very basic but nice. I dig the stand. Just 3 different pieces that pop together like so. Regular clamp at the top. And just very simple. I like it. Oh, and then our, from the museum scene, this has a name in the Arkham games, and I cannot remember what it is, but our zipline type gun, articulated, very cool. And let's just see how well, let's test this. There's a little give to that. I mean, how does this, is that how it goes, I guess? Let's try it. Let's get, I'm not going to mess with the C-grip because I don't want to have to deal with, moving that bar around or anything. All right, let me get that. Ooh. Pop right in there. Okay, that doesn't want to go on. So some hands go on more easily than other hands. Clearly. Oh my gosh, are you serious? All right, well, I don't feel like this is safely going to clip around that elbow, if that's how, because I feel like the hand goes here, like so, and then that goes around the forearm. But I don't feel like this has enough give. No, there's no way. I don't know how that's even supposed to work. Because that is what we're looking at. Do you think... I don't think that's even going to slide all the way up there. If you heat it up, you might be able to make it happen. I am not going to bother with it because I'm not going to display them with this anyway. I will say this. I believe you could attach this to the figure. It's going to take some work. But it is a cool, awesome accessory on its own, for sure. All right, let's take a look at... I really want to get a hand on here. I just want to see if it's possible. I might end up having to heat it up. Yeah, that's a shame. Because that fist pops right on, no problem. These, I guess, just are going to require a little bit of heat to get them on there. Okay, let's take a look at the rest of the accessories for our crime fighter. I'm going to try and do this without exploding them all over the table. Nice. Okay, now I will carefully dump them on the table. Much better process, right? Right. Okay. He's got... Oh, wow! It's his weird little ninja puncher glove extension deal, which I'm gonna guess just like slides into the gauntlet. I don't think they will have put a ton of effort into how that works, but for that I've got to figure out which portion of the gauntlet. I don't remember which hand. Oh my gosh, these fists. It's flying fists Batman. Okay. So for this one, is that really what we're doing here? Yeah. You literally are just going to like slide that in there and then put, I guess in theory, this hand on. And again, I am confident that it will work and that you'll be able to make it happen if you so desire. But I am not going to sit here. I really want to get one of these other hands on. I am not going to sit here and drive you guys crazy while I try to figure it out. So I will say it is not the best engineered thing ever, but I do feel pretty comfortable saying that you'll be able to get it, slide it into that gauntlet and make it look right. I've got 3 throwing stars, shuriken, whatever you want to call them. Tons of detail, great sculpts. They're sturdy, they're hard plastic. You could definitely put an eye out with these. A nice little bit of paint in the middle there. You have the famous Batman 1989 grapple gun. Looks great. Does not... Oh, wait, it does. Oh, my gosh. Why? So the grapple is removable. There's like no way to get a line on that, but that's okay. So tremendous, tiny, tiny little details on this. And that will go in, I believe... Nope, not that hand. There we go. I'm not having a lot of success with some aspects of this. Okay. So we've got 3 What the heck are those? Okay, hang on. We need our box back again because I'm not sure. 3 smoke bombs. Oh, smoke bomb he throws on the ground before he uses the other thing in the museum. Okay, so 3 smoke bombs. A bomb detonator for when he sends the Batmobile into Axis Chemicals, I think. This is what he's controlling with. And then this is what he detonates the bombs with. And then this is the actual remote control for the Batmobile, which is tiny, tiny, tiny details, but a cool accessory for him to have included. And then also we've got a Batarang with an attached line and a little, ooh, am I going to be able to get that off? Yep. What a, wow. Let me move this back out of the way. Holy cow. I'm just curious as to how long this is because it's never long enough. Never long enough. But great looking Batarang. Looks good. Does not fold or collapse or anything. And then the weird little, it's got this little loop on the end of it. Very odd design there. A little more toy-like than such a collector figure would be. Okay, so let's get our, I'm not going to be using the side-eye cowl, but let's go ahead and pop the cape back on just to get the final look for last looks, right? Pop that on, and there he is, Batman 1989. Very nice figure. It was, what, 120 bucks, I think it was. And yeah, it's pricey, but it's one of those things where I'm paying the premium because of what it is, like because of what it represents and what goes along with it when that Joker figure comes. But it is nice. I like it. I'm not as disappointed as I was afraid I might be. Well, I'm not disappointed at all. The quality feels good. Obviously, the suit is just going to be difficult to deal with if you're trying to deal with, any kind of fabric type materials at all. It's cool. I'm happy to put it on the shelf. I can't wait to display it with that Joker whenever that Joker arrives. If you are a Batman 1989 super fan and are willing to spend that much money on an 8-inch figure, then this is worth it, and I think it'll make you happy. It's cool. It's a cool figure. I'll tell you this, I prefer this to the quarter scale NECA figure, which is so far my favorite Batman 1989 figure. It's cool. I just don't know where I'm going to put it because it goes with nothing. Thanks for watching, you guys. Like, subscribe, share, tell your friends about Needless Things. Come back for more toy reviews. I'll have that Joker review whenever that figure arrives, possibly next year. Hopefully January at the latest. And as always, I'm Batman.
Smash that like button if you like Needless Things.